Alabama-Texas, Part 2, one of the biggest known rivalries we're going to see in football, with Steve Sarkisian and Nick Saban battling again in this duel. This time they are in Alabama, so it's going to be a little bit different dynamic than playing in Texas. I do expect Alabama to win this game. Different than the conventional ways Alabama has been winning games, and if you look at how they beat Middle Tennessee, to be honest with you, they beat Middle Tennessee by just being on the ground. I think that is going back to their roots. They rushed for 205 on 40 carries on the ground. They used multiple backs to get to achieve this. With the threat of Milroe, I think that it's going to be another dynamic that they have to deal with. I think that we're going to see a lower score game. We're already seeing in college football the trends of the score is going down over the past couple of years. We're going to see a little bit of smash mouth football in this game. I do expect Alabama to run the ball, and then if they need to take it over top, take it over top. But this might be an early call for Archie Manning. If Quinn Ewers doesn't come out and have a good showing, I think that they're going to start saying, "Hey, look, where's Archie?" They did well against of course it was Rice. Quinn Ewers was mildly efficient, threw for 260, 3 tubs. He finished. He finished his night early. But I do expect that Alabama comes in and runs the ball well and almost pretty much takes over the game, controls the game in that aspect. I missed any turnovers or anything. If Texas wants to win, they have to make Jalen Milroe pass. I would if I were Texas, I would do some type of cloud coverage, make him throw in the middle of the field. Where Jalen Milroe is not an advanced passer at is throwing the ball in the middle of the field. Throwing the ball on the sidelines or deep is easy for a quarterback who doesn't know how to read defenses or has struggles, going through his progressions. So if I'm Texas, I want to run some type of cloud coverage, keep Jalen Milroe, make him throw the ball in the middle of the field. Those RPOs that he does, that was great with Bryce Young, but I see that they didn't do as much of them with Jalen Milroe. And also, the thing with Milroe, he sits in the pocket quite a bit. So if you confuse him with some coverage or whatnot, you can actually get to him. If you rush 5 or even 4. So if I were Texas, what I would do is I would have my guy sit in coverage, run some cloud coverage, maybe run some stunts or some fake blitzes, with the backers to confuse Milroe a little bit, make him make a quick decision or make him sit in the pocket and make your hog mollies get to him. That's how I would stop Jalen Milroe. On offense, for Texas, it's going to be tough because I really like Alabama's secondary. Even if they don't have Malachi Moore, Downs, Arnold, these are guys, Kool-Aid, they have a lot of depth at secondary. And what I think they learned from last year as far as you just can't throw it up and get a pass interference call. I hope they learned from that, from what happened last year. But Alabama secondary, I personally think, has the potential to be one of the best ever when it comes not only draft, but just playing. I think they have the ability to be one of the best ever secondaries that they ever had. They got some guys in there that can fly around. I mean, not Downs, Caleb Downs. I'm sorry, I didn't say Josh. Caleb Downs. This guy, man, this freshman's coming in and he is so far ahead of the game. Jalen Key might play. If he does, I'm not really concerned because you still have Terran Arnold who's locking down things on the outside. Then you have Kool-Aid. I like my matchup of Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid and Arnold versus Worthy. I like that matchup. Or Jordan Whittington. I like my matchup. Texas, running the ball is going to be tough. But if they can run the ball, like I said, they can control the line. They can control the game. I think Alabama is going to control the game running the ball. So if I'm Texas on offense, what do? I keep things simple. If there's a shot downfield, take a shot downfield. Work the mid to when it comes to throwing work. Your intermediate passing game, and then allow things to develop. In the second, third, fourth quarter. Don't rush into it. On defense, cloud coverage, stop the run, and make Milroe throw the ball in the middle of the field. If you want to win, if you're Texas, that's how you win the game. If you're Alabama, you stick to your run game, right? You run the ball, you bruise them, you control the game, and on defense, what you do is, I think that they're a team that can play straight out versus Texas. There's no immediate threats that can say, hey, look, they have to double this guy, double this guy. I trust Arnold and Kool-Aid in coverage, whether it's, quarters, 3, zone, 6, 9 against some of the receivers. So I think you play everything honest and straight up. Of course, if throughout the game, if you need to dial some things up. But I think you play honest. You trust your hog mollies up front. You trust your secondary. You allow your linebackers to kind of move and make plays, run style on the sideline. That's the DNA, the success I think Alabama has to do to win the game. So it'll be a good game. I got Alabama coming out on top. The home field advantage, the chip on the shoulder from last year. The doubt that people have in Alabama. I think that's something they carry with themselves throughout this year, and we're going to see a little bit of a me in Alabama that we haven't seen before.